I'm a physician. I started in medicine. I got involved early in med school, and one thing that surprised and frustrated me was that the doctors, the medical students, all seem to be focused on themselves, and basically making money and doing more uh, healing, trying to heal people after damage was already done. I was very young and naive, but it really was very clear that you're better off not doing the damage in the first place. But there
Yes.
seemed to be so little focus on that. Um, I enjoyed things like neurosurgery, thoracic surgery. I was very interested in those because you go in thinking like that's the ultimate. At the end of the day, it's so I'll just use the word pathetic. So many neurosurgeons get very disappointed. There's a guy that went viral on TikTok, Scooby and Dooby or something like that, a neurosurgeon that suffered this same problem. Great academician, great scientist, great, very good at learning what he needed to learn. But then once he got there, he realized what neurosurgeons often realize: there's really 1 or 2 times, which are fairly rare, that as a neurosurgeon, I get a chance to actually change a life in a big way. Most of the time, it's just throwing good resource after bad. It's just helping people maybe, take care of a problem before they die, or just really, really bad juju, bad place to be.
Keep them comfortable, right?
Yeah, and right, making them comfortable and them and and easier to care for by their family as they
Right.
die. It's, again, an awful place. So then you go to thoracic surgeons. There's a friend of mine who has said the same thing and written a book about it, "Get off my operating or stay off of my operating table." Uh, and, I'm blanking on his name right now. Eh, I'll remember it a little bit later in the discussion, but again, it's the same thing. People eat the wrong foods, they do the wrong things in terms of their body, and then they hope that a surgery is going to fix their problem. Now, as a young person, there were 2 things that I really, really did not want to do. One of them was to be a teacher. I obviously did well in school, but I don't know if you remember the old Charlie Brown cartoons where "Wah, wah, wah, wah," and
Wah, wah, wah.
that was my version of a teacher. So I didn't wanna do that, and the other thing that I didn't wanna do was be a bean counter, one of the guys with, uh, a pocket protector and green eye shades and counting money, uh, or at least counting anything, and, what I ended up finding was if I ended up going into prevention, if I ended up doing what patients actually needed, I ended up having to become a teacher, but base that teaching on bean counting, not counting money, but counting something else. What causes someone to be susceptible to a disease? What makes a disease travel through a population? And I'll I'll jump ahead and foreshadow something that most of us know. It's like, for example, currently 80% of the U.S. population still eats cold cereal for breakfast, and I hope I'm not trampling on your favorite meal. But that meal has probably killed and maimed and disabled more people than any of the wars uh, that we have information on. Why?
Yeah.
Because it's stuffing your body full of uh, very, uh, uh, very dense carbohydrates, things that raise your blood sugar fast and keep it up for a very long time.